What's good, peeps, and welcome to my channel. Kevin here, and today we're going to be creating an illustration on a skateboard where I'm going to be testing out some new techniques, some new products, and I'm extremely happy with how the result turned out. Now, if you guys wanted to see how I created this project, stay tuned to find out, only on CreateKev. And starting this project off, I already filled all the holes that would hold the wheels onto this skateboard with some wood filler, and then I went over that with about 2 coats of primer so that I knew that I would have a perfect base to be able to paint onto. And I'm starting with spray paint on the background of this painting, making it look very whimsical and just kind of free-flowing. I'm going to go in with some spray. Here I'm going to be doing some brush on, and I did actually create a digital sketch of what I'm going to be creating, just so that I have kind of something to go off of as I'm painting. And so I'm just going to continue on with this first step, which is going to be roughing in my object here. Now the proportions definitely aren't perfect on this. This was kind of on the ground and I was hunched over it at a 45-degree angle, but we're just roughing in kind of our object here because I'm going to be coming in and going over this later, but I'm just testing out the product here, so it really is about the coverage and everything for this first step, and then we're going to come in and beautify and perfect everything. Now this is what the painting looks like before I came in and kind of fixed everything up. A lot of vibrant colors, but there is just some shaky lines. I just needed to get this all on the board. This is what an hour of work will get you. And then I'm gonna come in and make it look like this. So everything's very crisp. I wanted this to look almost like a graphic that was printed, almost like something that was created in a computer, kind of going back to my design roots. So our next step really is going to be to come in and I'm going to use my acrylic paints over the spray paint to really just kind of make everything very flat and perfect some of these lines as I'm going. You can see I'm going to be going in with a hair dryer between some of these stages so I can get a very nice and flat layer and then build up on that, making sure that I'm keeping all of these lines straight. And I'm using my reference picture that I originally created to make sure that I will make this the end goal on this skateboard. Now it's funny, when you're working with portraits, every little millimeter counts. So if you change up something just the slightest bit, it will actually give a completely different look to that face. And so here I'm coming in and painting my very fine details, something I wouldn't have been able to do with that spray paint and that big brush. And so I'm just going to add in a bunch of these little details that are really going to count in the end to bring a lot of personality and precision to this face. And now that a lot of those minor little details are completed, my favorite part is adding the catch light to the eyes. It just breathes a little life into the painting. And now that all of that is completed, I can start on the hair. And now I'm gonna move on to that background. So I don't like that there's that nice gradient to the right of the face, but then it kind of cuts off at the top here. So what I'm doing is using my clear glazing medium so that I can gradient this out. I'm just gonna spread that on and then kind of dab that off with the towel so that it looks like the gradient that was sprayed on. And I'm also going to come in with some watered down paint and splatter on this board more so that it really brings in that idea of that spray paint. And now I'm going to come in and fix up this fire illustration. There's just some wonky lines and some things that really need to be cleaned up. And so I'm going to come in with my acrylic paint and just make sure that all those lines are very exact and create a nice contrast from that colorful background. And now here are some areas where I kind of missed while I was spraying, and so I've got to fill those in with blue so that everything just kind of is more cohesive and there isn't any missing spots. I can just kind of spot fill in with my acrylic paint over this, and so it'll just give a nice and vibrant color in the end. And now I've got to fill in my edges here, so I chose to go with that kind of aqua blue color to really make that an accent and bring out that face. You really want the emphasis to be on the painting itself and not the edges, and you can't really frame a skateboard, so we're gonna make these edges very nice and crisp so that that actually looks like it's intentional, and this will be ready to hang on the wall. And now that painting is completed, I'm going to clear coat this so that it has a nice high gloss finish and everything is the same finish. And now that that is clear coated, we can call this project complete. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like what you see, please like, share, and subscribe. It would really help out the channel. If you want to see some detail shots of this painting, go and hit up the Instagram at CreateKev. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.